Welcome back to our UOAlive deep dive. Last time, we left off with a question about roid rabbits
Yeah.
and a promise to explore the finer points of pet taming.
Right. Yeah.
So, are you ready to go deeper?
Absolutely. You know me, always down for a good strategy discussion, especially when it comes to taming those powerful companions.
Okay, well, last time we were talking about that classic UO debate,
Mm-hmm.
tamed pets versus skeletal dragons.
Yeah.
And it seems to be a hot topic in UOAlive as well.
Right.
Remember Frim's question about taking on those Paragon Great Dragons?
I do.
It sparked a really interesting conversation about, the strength and weaknesses of each.
So for those of us who might need a little refresher,
Yeah.
what are the key things to consider when you're choosing between,
Right.
a trusty tamed pet and a formidable skeletal dragon?
Well, Ugmar, who seems to be a bit of a taming expert in the UO Live community, made a really good point about survivability.
Yeah.
He pointed out that, skeletal dragons, they may have the edge in damage,
Mm-hmm.
but tamed pets can really take a beating.
That's right, because you can train their resists, right? Make them tougher against specific attacks.
You got it. Tamed pets, their resistances can be capped at 80%.
Wow.
Which makes a huge difference when you're, up against these high-level bosses.
Yeah.
Ugmar even gave this great analogy. A dragon with 60% physical resist will take twice as much damage as a squirrel with 80% physical resist.
Wait, so you're telling me a squirrel with the right training could outlast a dragon
Right.
in a fight? That's amazing.
It is, and that's what makes training in UOAlive so strategic. It's not about the highest base stats.
No.
It's about understanding, strengths, weaknesses, and how to maximize their potential through training and skills.
Like the underdog can really triumph,
Yeah,
even in the virtual world.
absolutely.
But let's talk about those skills.
Yeah.
There was some back and forth about the best ones for different pets.
Yeah.
Spell weaving versus chivalry, all that.
Right.
Ross Eteri was asking about adding spell weaving to like a nightmare or a chimera.
Yeah.
And then Kitty, who's another player, jumped in with this super helpful breakdown of like the pros and cons. So what's the verdict? Is it spell weaving or chivalry?
It's tough to say. I mean, it really comes down to, do you want a versatile pet
Yeah.
that can do some damage, heal itself,
Mm-hmm.
or do you want a damage specialist, something with chivalry that can take down enemies quickly?
Right.
It depends, your play style.
Yeah. What about anatomy? That one came up too.
Oh, yeah. Ugmar was a big fan of that one.
Yeah.
Anatomy lets your pet hit weak spots more often.
Yeah.
More damage.
So it's like giving them a tactical advantage.
Yeah, like they're not just attacking randomly. They're
Right.
targeting for maximum impact.
Makes sense.
Yeah.
What about that discussion about taming methods?
Right.
We're tackling the age-old question, the one that's been keeping you up at night.
Yeah.
Tell me more.
Does paralyzed taming
I see where this is going.
actually cause stat loss on your pets?
That's the big question, isn't it? It's
Yeah.
been debated for, well, forever. Specifically, Frim was asking about paralyzed taming.
Oh, yeah.
I always heard that lowers your pet's stats. Is that true?
Paralyzed taming does cause stat loss on pets. Like, no ifs, ands, or buts.
Boom. Myth busted.
And to back it up, it cites sources like UO Guide and the UOAlive wiki.
Those are like the holy grail of Ultima Online info.
Exactly. If they're saying it, it's got to be legit. No doubt about it.
I mean, I've always heard those rumors, about paralyzed taming messing with your pet's scats.
Yeah, it's like one of those gaming urban legends.
Right, but I always just thought it was like one of those things people said.
Yeah, like old wives' tales of the gaming world.
But this is like confirmed.
Oh, yeah, and not just by word of mouth.
Right. The document mentions these forum threads where players actually track the stats
Oh, yeah, meticulously documented everything.
of pets tamed with and without paralyzed.
Compared the numbers the whole 9 yards.
And the difference is like noticeable.
Not just noticeable, significant. We're talking like a potential 10% difference in stat.
Oh, 10%.
That's huge.
This is why I love these deep dives.
Yeah.
We're not just playing the game. We're busting myths, spreading knowledge, and that's powerful stuff. Speaking of knowledge, remember that UOAlive Wiki Contributor program?
Oh, yeah. That goes way beyond, just basic game mechanics. They're
Wow.
documenting custom content. There's a bounty right now for the Moonglow Zoo,
Okay.
and of course the shady dealer's illegal carrot farm.
Okay, now we have to talk about this carrot farm.
Right.
Because it's come up a couple times now, and I need to know more.
Yeah.
What's the deal with these roid rabbits?
Well, based on the wiki,
Okay.
it's a custom area, probably run by a player character, the shady dealer,
Right.
and it's where you encounter these roid rabbits. I'm picturing like super buff bunnies.
Like jacked bunnies hopping around, causing chaos.
Yeah, something like that.
I love it.
And it's, you know, it's amazing how they've managed to weave these custom elements into the existing lore
Yeah.
and gameplay without it feeling forced.
Right.
It fits right in.
It does. It's like they're saying, here's the sandbox, go build something awesome. But it's not just about the silly side quests, right?
Right.
There's these player-driven initiatives that are really shaping the server.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like those RP trade caravans between
That's-
cities that we were talking about before.
Yeah.
Even if they don't have a direct impact on the city coffers,
Right.
they create this sense of community.
Community shared storytelling.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's like they're building a living world where actions actually have consequences.
Yeah, and you never know.
Yeah.
Those initiatives might evolve into
Right.
something, you know, more tangible
Mhm.
with a little help from the admins. Triage seemed open to it, remember?
I do.
Like those cider making contests or the tiny home thing.
Yeah.
Those add so much to the server's atmosphere.
It's about making the world respond to players, you know, in ways you don't expect.
And the admins they're really dedicated to that.
Yeah.
Look at how they handled the treasure map changes based on feedback.
Yeah, that was awesome.
They listen, they adapt. It's really something.
It is. It's refreshing. But hey, let's not forget about the fun stuff.
Right.
Halloween's just around the corner.
It is, and they've got those graveyard invasions running more consistently.
Okay.
They even hinted at pop-up trick-or-treat events.
Very cool.
Sounds like they're going all out.
Yeah, but what really strikes me throughout all of this,
Mm-hmm.
the forums, the wiki, all of it,
Yeah,
it's the community
the community.
that really makes UOAlive special.
It's incredible, isn't it? Those discussions, the wiki collaboration, even just the jokes and stuff. It's about those connections.
Yeah.
Sharing knowledge, creating memories together.
It's really amazing what online gaming can be at its best.
It is.
And as we wrap up our little deep dive here,
Yeah.
I think it's worth asking, you know, what kind of mark would you leave on UOAlive?
Right.
Would you be, a master tamer,
Mm-hmm.
leading your pack to victory?
Maybe a shrewd merchant.
Yeah.
Building a fortune through clever trading.
Or a skilled artisan, crafting legendary items.
It's to you.
The possibilities, they're endless. And that's what's so cool about UOAlive.
Mm.
It's a world where your choices really matter.
Yeah.
Your actions have consequences, and your story's just waiting to be written.
So what are you waiting for?
What are you waiting for? The adventure awaits.
It does.
Until next time, fellow explorers. Happy gaming, everybody.